another thing. It's like the self-exploration part. I have deep beliefs that there's a lot inside of us, a lot.
Oh,
If we, I always say that a monk is more intimidating to me. The power a monk has is more intimidating to me than any type of fighter, physical being, physical human that's like super strong or something like that, because they really, when you focus your mind, your whole life on one thing, that's extremely profound. And you're going to find out so much about yourself and inside, and I feel like also what perpetuates this whole journey to leave something for others is also,
let me
has,
ask you this.
yeah.
Uh, and I've gone off the script, but this is way better. This is what I want. This is what I knew we could get. Which is, have you incorporated failure and tragedy into your formula for success?
Would I?
No, have you?
Oh,
Are you
100%.
are you ready to fail and not let it set you back? Not let it stop you from your mission, your
I mean,
journey.
that's the story of my life. That's the story of my journey. You're only seeing the glorified part. It was almost as if, I swear, it was almost as if each step that I went up, I had to go back. And
Mhm.
that doesn't make any sense. But I on everything, that is exactly how it happened.
Yeah,
Every step, it's not like I just went up. It's not like I just got promoted. It's not like I just got scouted. It was always a step down to take a step up. I promise you that there's nothing I say more real in this than
yeah.
that. That's the truth. And for someone to say, wow, you've done the UCLA and then done, I'm like, you have no idea, because it's necessary for conflict. It's necessary. I think it's necessary because then it heightens, and we need to step up.
All right. Well, tell the viewers. Give us an example. Give us an example of how you took a failure and it pulled you back. And had that failure not happened, in fact, you might not be as high up as you are today.
Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. I got a lot of examples, but I'm gonna give you one clear-cut example
Like I said, just give me one.
kids can relate to this. So you said yourself that your daughter has a hard time dealing with school. She's artistic. She's painting on the back of jeans. She does that innately, right? She obviously doesn't learn that in school. Um, Now I went from Indiana to Arizona. I was in Arizona for a private all boys boarding school, very elite of its kind, actually the first of its kind. We were the best in the nation for 4 years in a row, sending players into the pros, to Division I schools, the top of the line. However, the academic piece was really weak at the time, and we would bus into an local school in the city. It was
What
very
city was
It was Casa Grande, Arizona.
it? Is that
Casa Grande.
where is it nearby? Like
It's 50
south of
miles.
50 or
It's,
something like that?
it's in Arizona.
Oh,
It's
Arizona. Sorry.
50 miles south of Phoenix,
Okay.
about 80 miles north of Tucson. So those are two big cities. Everything in between, just to let you know,
Dry
it's
as hell.
desert. And we are not only in the middle, we are off the highway.
Why?
I'm going to send you a video after this so you can see for yourself. The reason is because it is top of the line professionalism bubble. Okay, it's a petri dish. It's an experiment. It's a very control. It's the most controlled environment you'll ever see, and the reason is to breed excellence, to breed
Uh,
discipline, to really create soldiers.
so it's like I was gonna say it's like Navy SEAL camp or Navy SEAL camp or something.
100%. And we'll get into this a little
And
bit
and, and, and with an emphasis on soccer.
with an emphasis on soccer, right?
Never heard of that.
And
Never
we'll,
heard of
we'll, we'll get more into detail
that. Okay.
about that later.
Okay.
But my point of this story is that we would bust into town, and in the town you have a lot of it's a low income community, and you have a lot of Hispanic people, Mexican people, and a lot of Native American people that don't really have a lot of ambition to go to college, to go to community college for that matter, to even have a career. It's like let me get my piece of paper, my GE, and just settle for less. And I started to notice this in eighth grade. Like I said, I went there was in eighth grade, and I started to see how these kids are talking and, what they want to do. And I had already traveled to England and back to Indiana and Arizona. My perspective was like, wow, it was a shock for me. I write in my book, it was a shock, and so fast forward into high school, I didn't realize how bad my education was. I mean, I knew that it was behind because when I got there in eighth grade, I did half a year in Indiana, and then the other half I did in Arizona. And when I got to Arizona and started to do middle school in the eighth grade, finished my eighth grade out, I was about learning sixth grade level where I was from. And so I'm like, man, this is a real problem. So in the back of my mind, I kind of always perpetuated as I went through high school, man, what should I be learning back home,